right in the center, there is a grid with a string on it. This is strictly for veterans. And there are 3 prizes associated with that string. And, oh, 4, I'm sorry. And in case you can't guess what you got to do, you got to figure out the length of the string. So the 4 people who come closest to the length of the string on that board will get a prize tonight. At this time, I'd like to ask Randy Tolman to open us in prayer.
Yeah, for those of you the first time here, I usually open with 2 short verses. So tonight I'm going to read the 2 verses from Psalms. Psalms 23:4 says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." In Psalms 130, verse 5, "I wait for the Lord, my soul does wait, and in his word do I hope." Sam emailed me last week about putting something together to honor the veterans tonight, or keep it in that place. And coincidentally, I picked up a book, and you can find me back here at the table and take a look at this. How many Marines do we have in here? Just raise your hand real quick. How many sailors? This book starts with where the Marine Corps actually started. And for all the young folks down here in front of me, the ROTC Marines, I highly recommend you take a look at it. I got this book at the library. Thomas Jefferson took care of the problems with the terrorists back in 1805 with the first Marines that were ever formed in the United States, and the first Navy. There was about 5 ships involved in Philadelphia, Constitution, and a couple of others. Excellent book. It was just published a couple of months ago this year. Anyway, Lord God, we thank you for the brave men and women who put their lives on the line daily for our nation. They are living out what it means to serve. By protecting us, they are putting us before them, and I'm so thankful for them. They are a blessing to the nation, and I pray that you will watch over them and bless them. Thank you for our troops. Without men and women of courage, we would not be the country we are today. I hold them in high esteem, and we are grateful for each and every one of them. Thank you for the men and women of our armed forces, Lord, and we be with all of them, and especially with their families. It's in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Randy. Could you join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. This time, I'd like to turn the program over to the lovely Ms. Linda Brancadora, who put all this together tonight with the help of the rest of the paper.
We're going to have a presentation now from the Reading High School Junior ROTC, the Precision Drill Team. Ladies and gentlemen, present.
Salute out to the sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Great. Very high school. From 10th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Now, what do they do when they leave? When they graduate? Okay, so they don't just automatically go in the Marines. Okay. Okay. So it's up to them actually what they want to do. Okay, what kind of, they have to get good grades to stay in the, on the buildings? Okay. Third place national champion. Here's that.
We took them down to North Beach last year with the championship, and they came in third place. 3,000 people competing in that championship from 42 different states. And so they did a good job with it.
Also, they came here to entertain us. We really appreciate it. It's wonderful. And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the program. If you want to, please want to go home for something. Thank you so much. Program around a little bit because there's a couple people that have to leave shortly. So Celeste, if you want to come up and say a few words. Oh, you're here. Okay.
I want to thank you all, Patriots, for helping us out with the coat drive. It was just fantastic, and you always bring it. And boy, were those young men fabulous. I've just never seen anything like it. At this time, I'd like Doug and Liz Brayville to come up. We have a little gift. We're a very small business. We're a mom and pop shop, but we happen to have a good month or a good year, and we just wanted to give a small donation to their Veterans Making a Difference. And we appreciate everything you do, and you inspire us to be better and do more. Thank you so much. The other people we want to give a gift to is you Patriots. We're not members or anything, and it's not a big gift, but we want to give a gift to the chairman, Jim. We really appreciate everything you did. Last year we had the biggest year ever. Thank you all. Merry Christmas. God bless. Alan? You have a few words?
Hello, everyone. My name's Helen McMinn, and I'm here tonight because, to kind of, if you were here last month, you know that I got up and I talked about a protest on the Capitol to protest Governor Wolf's insistence on resettling Syrian refugees here in Pennsylvania. Well, after last month, after a couple days, I found out that there was another group that was having a rather large protest. So we decided that we would unite our efforts and so increase our numbers. And so we are having our protest on the steps of the Capitol this Monday from 10 to 12. And we are going to be presenting to Governor Wolf and all of our legislators a letter of protest. And the letter of protest is in response to Governor Wolf's letter, and it has a 10-point response to him. And basically what we're doing is we are telling him all the reasons justified why he should not accept the refugees into Pennsylvania. Now, just so that you know, real quickly, we do have a bus going. And I'm signing people up for the bus tonight. It's $24. It leaves on Monday from Leesport Farmers Market right out front at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll get back at 2 o'clock. And it's $24. Just wanted to let you know that it is rounding up to be a great protest on the steps of the Capitol. We are having Don Wright, president of the Pennsylvania Oath Keepers, our own Bill Ryle, Pennsylvania Patriot Network, Representative Darrell Metcalf speaking, Larry Ward, Special Operations Media Director, Mark Gillen, our own state representative, and Mr. Charles Strange, which is Michael Strange's dad, is coming. Representative David Maloney, State Representative, John Malloy, National Vietnam and Gulf War Veterans Coalition, Sam Moore, American Pastors Network, Kathy Barnett from WFYI radio talk show host, Mr. Dan Seaman, Pennsylvania Oath Keepers Vice President, and Larry Labori, President of Oath Keepers. And it looks like we may be having Senator Michelle Brooks confirming to be there. So it's rounding out to be a great, great morning for us to go and raise our voices, unite our efforts, and right after the rally, we'll be going into the Capitol building and handing out the letter of protest directly to the governor, and then going to each and every senator's office and each and every representative's office to give them a copy of it. So I'm hoping that you would consider this. You may not have thought about it, but if you could, I have a sign up in the back of the room for you to sign up. If you can't give me the money tonight, it's $24. You can bring it on Monday morning. You got to make sure you show up though, because I don't want to have to pay for you. So if you could consider that and sign up before you leave tonight, I would really appreciate it. So thanks a lot. Thank you. You're on next.
We do an absolutely wonderful job with homeless vets. Non-tireless work. We pick up 19 turkeys today.
Hold the mic up.
Hold it closer, we can't hear you. Jim, you're always tough. But Doug and Liz are doing a great job. I had them down and I belong to the Gablesville Athletic Association, and our club is going to donate a minimum of $5,000 to their cause.
$5,000, folks.
Yes, we're out there every day, and we're starting a Veteran Social Center in the basement of the Home Rescue Mission. It's a place for veterans. When I say veterans, that includes the whole family, spouse and kids. Everything we do is family friendly, and we're using it right now. But once it's renovated, it'll be 5.5 days a week, 8 hours or more a day. A place where the vets can come and socialize, which is very important. Loneliness will kill you. And once it's renovated, we're open, we're going to need volunteers, responsible volunteers, and different organizations to help man the tables and take care of the place. So thank you.
So did they stay overnight there?
No, they need
It's
to
just a
stay
meeting
over.
place for them.
Yes, it's just a social center. We're getting, Berks County is really great when it comes to the homeless vets. There's maybe 3 or 4 right now that are truly homeless. For one reason or another, that's what they choose. They know what's available. We do have the 3 main shelters, Opportunity House, YMCA, and the Hope Rescue Mission. They do have beds set aside just for vets. So if a veteran wants to get out, get inside, it's available for any veteran. Thank you.
To all the veterans, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I can never repay you for what you've given to me.
Next on the agenda finally is our good friend Walt Hamilton, who is going to entertain us with bagpipes.
Tune I'll be playing is Keep the Home Fires Burning and Lock On.
for Ephrata Police Department?
Yes. The Ephrata Police Department, they have a blue mass. I'm not sure what time of the year it is. But we play at their blue mass to honor the fallen police officers. We also play for the Berks FOP. They have an event where they honor their fallen police officers. We're involved, our band. We play a lot of the memorial service parades that they have, Veterans Day, Armed Forces Day, 4th of July.
Well, is it difficult to play these? Did you play any other instrument before you started playing this?
No, I sing, but it's 9 notes. How difficult could it be?
Oh, it's 9 notes. You mean I can do it? You have to have heavy lungs or lungs.
It takes
Take
good
a lot
lungs,
of
a lot of practice. A lot of practice. It takes at least a year to get up from a practice tanner, which is just part of the instrument. We practice with just this, and it takes over a year on this, and then they say you're not a proficient piper until at least 5 years.
Ooh. I don't have that time.
I've been playing for about 12 years.
Oh, wow. It's really impressive.
I have moved up in ranks in our band, and I am the pipe major.
Oh,
I lead the band. I call tunes during the day.
good.
You have a question from the audience?
Well, we have one more question.
Over to the audience over there.
Did you ever do Mull of Kintyre?
Yes.
I'd love to hear it.
Yes.
One question I know everybody wants to ask and is afraid to, but I'm not.
Go ahead.
Okay. If the wind blows and your kilt
Kilt. Yes.
blows up.
And the last person who called it a skirt, just to make sure, we killed him.
Oh! If it blows up,
Yes.
would you be embarrassed?
No.
Oh,
But
wait.
usually-
No, you probably wouldn't be. Okay.
Listen, the question.
Now wait, no, wait.
Go ahead.
I said the wrong question.
Yes.
Here's the right question.
I'm starting to blush.
I know. If your kilt blows up and you're standing in front of a bunch of school kids, would you be embarrassed?
Oh, most certainly. The question usually is, what do I wear under my
I
kilt?
don't want to say that.
I'll bring it up. I wear shoes.
I don't know what you think, but you're wearing a kilt.
Yeah.
Women that wear skirts, they wear something underneath. Most of them do. Thank you so much, Laura.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
I don't think I need that. Can anybody in the back hear me? Okay. Raise your hand if you believe in freedom in this country. Okay, raise your hand if you don't. If you don't, get out. No, okay. How do we defend that freedom? Just one person make that answer. The Constitution guarantees us a way. A firearm. We at the Patriots are going to give you the chance to win a firearm, actually 4 of them. Very nice firearm. You're way better odds than the lottery. We're selling 150 tickets for $20. Jake Bender has them. Charlie has the weapons over there. If you do not like this weapon, you may exchange it for any weapon you do like of equal value. If it's more, you pay a little bit extra, but you may get anything you want. You don't have to take the ones we picked. But again, we're selling tickets for $20. It's going to a good cause. It's going to help keep us afloat for another year. And it's going to arm some of you people. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention. Do you realize since Obama took office, has been the best for gun manufacturers and gun sales in America ever! I mean, that is awesome. It is estimated estimated we have enough firearms in America that every man, woman, and child can carry 5. Now, I'm carrying 3 right now, but, you know, I can only shoot 2 at a time, so I don't really need 5, but anyways, again, we'd like to give you the chance. If you have any friends you might want to buy for Christmas presents, a ticket, you know, it's really a good chance of winning. And just so you know, Jimbo, where are you at? Oh, he's my witness. I got invited to an event just a couple months ago at South End Gun Club. Never been there before. How many years you been going there? 10. My buddy Mike's been going there 15 years. So Deborah and I get invited. We buy 2 tickets, and I ate $40 worth of food. Trust me, I can eat. You see, I don't build this up without eating. So at the end of the day, first off, Mike punches me in the arm. He says, "They just called your name." I thought he was kidding. Sure enough, we went up, and I won a hunting rifle. And then about an hour later, I heard my name again. I won 2 rifles in one night for $40. It was the greatest deal I ever had. So there's a good chance you could win. So please buy tickets and help support us. Thank you. Linda, back to you.
Now we're going to call the veterans up, and you come up and say your name and your date of service, and if there's anything real special about you, like if you were a SEAL or if you got a Purple Heart or a congregation, I don't know, do you have to be alive to have a Purple Heart? I don't know. Well, if there's anything special about your service, tell us that. So first off, we're going to have the Marines come up. All Marines, front and center. Is that right? I don't know any more of the words. Sam, get up there.
Okay, my name's Charlie Owens. I served from 1965 to 1969. And I was a staff sergeant. I was in Vietnam in 1969. And as my wife always says, you can always tell a Marine, but you can't tell them much.
My name is Neil Homo. I served in 61 to 65, Vietnam War, and humanity talking to 65.
My name is Sam Bragador. I served from February 1957 to February 1960, and I was over in Lebanon, Beirut, when they had the crisis.
My name is Tom Guest. I'm actually a Navy corpsman, but I spent my whole time with the Marine Corps on Okinawa in 1966, 7, and 8.
Yeah, Doug Rayville, Marine Corps, 69, 72, Vietnam. I was out 10 years, went back in 82, 84. Beirut, Lebanon, 3 times in Grenada.
I don't know this people. I wasn't in the service. So, how about the Army? Army guys, come on up. Now wait, I think that's the caissons, the rolling along. Isn't that it? Anybody knows it? Sing. Over there we have Mr. Berks.
Dusty trail.
I guess I'll keep my day job.
I'm Ray Wheeler. I was in the Army from 70 to 72. Just spent 9 months in Vietnam. Done special 6 radios.
Roger Stutzler in the Army in 61 to 67, and the Cold War and the Vietnam era.
Joe Soga. I was in the United States Army from 1968 to 1970. Served in Vietnam from 68 to 69.
My name is Glenn Stevens. I'm retired Army. I entered the service in November of 1961. I retired in January of 2001. I've been a lot of places.
Jeff Boyer, U.S. Army, 53 to 55, spent 8 years in the Army National Guard.
John Carmelo, U.S. Army, 1990s to 2006. I tell people I was a cook.
Weren't you really? You were.
Linda, have you ever tried really?
That without you, the guys would be really. Say that. But without a cook, they don't go very far. What did you really do? You steal apple dumplings.
Yeah.
Liz Graybill, U.S. Army, retired. I was in from 1984 to 2007, 23 years active duty. I received a Bronze Star from Iraq.
She used to play 5 times. And she's also air assault qualified, repelled out of helicopters.
Whoa!
I was in the Army Reserve a few years.
My name is John Ray Hoffman. I was in the United States Army from September 1966 to January 1989.
Thank you.
Ed Bender, Army retiree, drafted and sent to Vietnam in 69-70, called up to active duty for Desert Storm, retired in 1995.
Thank you.
Bill Gaiman, 66 to 68, 18 months in Germany.
Steve Ross from May 1961 to May 1964.
Thank you.
Joe Smith, 1964 to 1970. 2 tours in Vietnam. Korea, Germany, and Alaska. I'm the Bronze Star.
Robert Harmon, Army, 66 to 69.
Yeah, Randy Tillman, 1958 to 61, 101st Airborne Division.
Lloyd Strunk, I served from 1960 to 1963. Served 13 months over in Korea.
Donald O. I was in the service from 1965 to 1968, and I served with NATO Forces Europe.
Thank you.
Lewis Goodman, United States Army, 1993 to 1996 and 2003.
Ted Twardowski, served from 67 to 71, 18 months in Vietnam.
Thank you very much. Okay, what's the Navy song? I forget. Anchors away, anchors away, Navy. Somalia, come on. All right. Is this all the Navy? Oh, here we go.
Well, in close order. Hi there, I'm Joe Toth, EOTH. I have to smile. These guys saying 1966 to 1969. I
I retired in 1966 with 21 years credit. I had worked here on the beach sailing the ship across the desert in Idaho, a nuclear prototype. I was on a battleship, a cruiser, tin can, destroyer escort, 2 fleet oilers, and an AKA. And if you think they kept up with me from ship to ship, it was decommissioning or discharge. Went out for 83 days and went back in.
Rod Miller, Navy Airedale. Spent my few years from 56 to 60 on and off carriers, Independence and Forrestal. We were in Guantanamo, Cuba before the Cold War, except I think we started it because while I was on the base there, Fidel Castro turned off the water and we fired all the Cubans, and that was the beginning of the Cold War.
Charles Moser, United States Navy Aviation, 1958, 1962. I was in the Forrestal, so never met Rod.
Fred Zencraft. I served from 67 to 71. I maintained submarines. Chuck Gardner, 55 to 59. And I think I spent more time in the air than an airport ship.
Mike Superfetto, 71 to 74, stationed at the Naval Air Facility, Washington, D.C., so it was close to home, and then Private Norfolk.
Barry Joswiak, I served on USS John King, a Jet missile destroyer. I was 17 years old when I went in. I got out at 21 years old. That was from 1962 to 1966.
My name is Rob Danner. I was in from 1965 to 1969. I was on the USS Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Thompson Gulf.
My name is Donald Ivey, and I didn't want to come up. I served 4 years, 7 months, and 2 days. And I didn't want to come up because I want to tell you the Korean veterans are never recognized. And one of the things that bothers me is that people don't know that Neil Armstrong was shot down 2 times on our ship. And I want to be proud of the fact that he knew me.
I want to say thanks to all of you guys for all your service. And I really appreciate it because, you know, we all help make this country free, and we got to keep it free.
Air Force. I was going to say up and away, but I know that isn't it. What is it? Oh, all the way down into the wild blue yonder.
I'm Harry McCauley. I served from 1960 to 64 in the Air Force. I was an airborne radio radar technician. I worked in the B-52s and KC-135s, and I was in SAC, the Naval Tech Organization.
Earl Evans, Air Force, 1966 to 70, 2 tours in Vietnam as a bomber loader.
Leon Smith, Air Force, 66 through 70, Vietnam, 69 to 70, Air Force Commendation Medal, Airborne Radar Nav Repair.
William Taylor Ryle, United States Air Force, 1961 to 69, stationed in Okinawa and TDY to points south and west. Anyway, I was an aircraft electrician, worked on a variety of aircraft, B-52s, KC-135s, fighters, RF-101s. Frankly, it was a good time.
My name is Joe Reed, Air Force, 1961-65. I was a member of a composite air strike force. I was a gas and diesel generator mechanic, and among other things.
Bob Packard, United States Air Force,
1952 to 56, 4 years in the Korean conflict. I saw the United States 30 days out of 4 years. I'm proud to serve.
Alan Gilbert, I was in from 64 to 68. I was in northern Thailand in 65 and 66. And I was a flight line crew chief.
Is there any National Guard? Come on. You're not coming up again. Coast Guard. Coast Guard. Did I miss anybody?
Would you people check your tickets? If you bought ticket 095 or 097, you put the wrong half in the bin. We have no way to contact you, so please trade me back. 095 and 097, you threw in the half that you're supposed to keep. So we don't know who bought those tickets, and we have no way to contact you. I'll be over at the ticket table.
Somebody else in the order.
Carol Gardecki. Oh. Your education. Give us an education. Okay.
Of course, we're studying the Constitution. I think most people here know that before we had a Constitution, we had the Articles of Confederation. And they were pretty bad. The country almost fell apart, and George Washington almost lost that war that started our country because they had no way to tax, and we didn't even have a president. And so George Washington and his troops were starving and freezing most of the time. Some of our fellow citizens were selling food to the British because the British had money to pay for it and George Washington didn't. So we are studying that Constitution, and in January we will meet on Wednesday, January the 6th at 6 p.m. and on Monday, January the 11th at 3 and 6. So that's Wednesday, January 6th, Monday, January 11th. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Representative Mark Dillon has a few words to say to you veterans. So if I can ask you veterans to come back up again, all of you, please. Mark, they're not coming up.
They will come up because we're going to give you something, okay? Come on up, veterans, please. Now, it's going to be a little difficult to line you all up across here, but I think you can do a nice arc, all right? We're going to use this as the midline here. I'm going to stand in the middle, and we're going to arc around here. And let's spread yourselves out evenly. The Army is going to be mixed up with the Marines, the Air Force, the Waves, and the Navy. Okay, we're going to mix you all up here just for a moment. Assisting me this evening, we have a little token for you. It's a little flashlight. Some of them actually I've discovered work, all right? And consider that a prize if the flashlight actually works. If your flashlight doesn't work, I have spares over here for a very nominal charge. And it says veterans on. Now, I want you to note, all right, this was not purchased with taxpayer money, mainly because we don't have any money to spend in Harrisburg. I want to congratulate these ladies on the front row for laughing the loudest. What is your name?
Shirley Moser.
I've heard that name before. And your name? Joe Brown. Let's have a round of applause for these ladies, please. All right, before we recognize our veterans here, where's Rod Miller here? Why don't you come over here just for a second, Rod? On behalf of Representative Maloney, myself, as well as Representative Joswiak, we wanted to present the Patriots with a 6 by 10 foot flag to complement the flags that you already have in this room. So thank you very much for your service, not only the United States military, but with the Patriots. That's for you. How about this photo op? All right, thank you. It flew over my head very briefly. All right, it did not fly. It did not fly over the Capitol. Working their way around here, Representative Joswiak, Representative Maloney. I have extras in my pocket, but can I just say a couple words, not only to the group here, but to the assembled veterans community? You hear a lot about the greatest generation. I'm not certain that we have a World War II veteran up here. I did not hear. Rod was probably the closest, the Civil War era service. But I'm not certain that he was in World War II. My dad was in a torpedo plane. We have World War II. All right, let's go back here just for a second. We're not picking on you. You were in the Navy just like my dad, and what were you on?
Battleship, cruiser, tin can, destroyer, escort, 2 fleet orders, and AKA.
He's going to write a book on his service. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest generation right there. Let me say this. Every generation has had its greatest. I think of the ancient Hebrew author and prophet Isaiah. Here am I, Lord, send me. Heard about a 17-year-old. I think it was Barry Joswiak. My own dad turned 17 years old on December 25th, 1941. You know where he wanted to go? You know the Christmas present that he wanted? He wanted his mother's signature so he could join the United States Navy. He said he'd join the Merchant Marine if she wouldn't sign. And she signed. And he was in the South Pacific. And you say, that was the greatest generation. Arguably, that was a great generation. But you know what this group is made up of? Men and women who made great decisions to serve their country. You expressed a willingness to sacrifice. Maybe the date and the time of your service wasn't signature in somebody's mind. Maybe it wasn't a December 7th, 1941. But guess what? It takes just as much courage and just as much sacrifice to be in a foxhole in Nam, to be up in a plane, to be on a ship, to serve admirably stateside. I was driving over here, and I'll close with this. I said to my wife, Google the Sullivan brothers. Sometimes we think of sacrifice singularly as being in uniform. But I want you, in your mind's eye, just to drift back for a moment. And that mom or dad, that praying mom or dad, that caring sibling, that tremendous friend who took the time to write and to communicate with you from afar. 5 Sullivan brothers went on the USS Juneau. In the Battle of Guadalcanal, all 5 of those Sullivan brothers on November 13th, 1942, were killed in the Battle of Guadalcanal. And we would say, and rightfully so, therein lies greatness. We don't hear much about Genevieve Sullivan. You know what she did? She followed in her brother's footsteps, and she joined the waves. How many children did the Sullivan family have? 6. They lost 5 at Guadalcanal, and they sent Genevieve off to serve. You know what that is? That's greatness. When you had to make that decision to sign on that dotted line and say that I love that flag and I love America more than my own freedom of movement and life, you demonstrated greatness because you put the uniform on. We're in your debt tonight. We're in your debt every day. I was at the World War II weekend, and I had the great privilege of meeting Colonel Tibbets of Enola Gay fame. Just a few years later, he died. I remember meeting him and talking with him, and he said to me, "What was it that your dad did in the service?" You've heard the same question. What did you do, Uncle? What'd you do, Dad? What'd you do, Grandpa? And maybe there's a certain reluctance to share that. Take the time to share that. It needs to be heard by this generation. And I shared with Colonel Tibbets, I said, my dad was in the machine gun carrier of a torpedo plane in the South Pacific off the USS Hancock during World War II. And he looked at me, and he said, "Son, you're lucky to be here." And I looked back at him and I said, I am. And can I say something else? I feel very blessed to be here. Greatness. I'm privileged and blessed to be here, to be in the presence of patriots like this group. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Jones. I appreciate your coming to our meetings as often as you do. We really appreciate that. We look forward to seeing you all the time. Thank you for coming. Judy Schreiner was supposed to be here tonight too, and Mark Rossi. I didn't see him either. They all told me they were coming, but I think Judy has, I think they're in session or something. Do they actually work up there? Oh. Okay. Judy, would you come up and read, I think it's called, What Happened to the 56 Signers of the Declaration of Independence?
Okay, what happened to the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence? 5 of the signers were captured by the British as traitors and were tortured before they died. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned. 2 lost their sons serving in the Revolutionary Army, and another had 2 sons captured. 9 of the 56 fought and died from wounds or hardships of the Revolutionary War. They signed and they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. What kind of men were they? Well, 24 were lawyers and jurists. 11 were merchants, 9 were farmers and large plantation owners, men of means and well-educated. But they signed the Declaration of Independence knowing full well that the penalty would be death if they were captured. Carter Braxton of Virginia, a wealthy planter and trader, saw his ship swept from the seas by the British Navy. He sold his home and properties to pay his debts and died in rags. Thomas McKean was so hounded by the British that he was forced to move his family almost constantly. He served in the Congress without pay, and his family was kept in hiding. His possessions were taken from him, and poverty was his reward. Vandals or soldiers looted the properties of Dillery, Hall, Walton, Gwinnett, Hayward, Rutledge, and Middleton. At the Battle of Yorktown, Thomas Nelson Jr. noted that the British General Cornwallis has taken over the Nelson home for his headquarters. He quietly urged George Washington to open fire. The home was destroyed and Nelson died bankrupt. Francis Lewis has his home and properties destroyed. The enemy jailed his wife, and she died within a few months. John Hart was driven from his wife's bedside as she was dying. Their 13 children fled for their lives. His fields in Gristmill were laid to waste. For more than a year he lived in forests and caves, returning home to find his wife dead and his children vanished. A few weeks later, he died from exhaustion and a broken heart. Norris and Livingston suffered similar fates. Such were the sacrifices these men made for the American Revolution. These were not wild-eyed, rabble-rousing ruffians. They were soft-spoken men of means and education. They had security, but they valued liberty more. Standing tall, straight, and unwavering, they pledged, for the support of this declaration, with firm reliance on the protection of the divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. They gave you and me a free and independent America. The history books never told you a lot about what happened in the Revolutionary War. We didn't just fight the British, we were British subjects at the time, and we fought our own government. Some of us take these liberties for granted, and we shouldn't. So take a couple of minutes while enjoying your holiday and silently thank these patriots that gave so much. It is not a lot to ask because of the price they paid. You and I live in a free country. Let's all remember that freedom is never free.
Thank you. Okay, John. The cook in Vietnam. Were you in Vietnam? Where were you? Oh, Bosnia. And
Operation Enduring Freedom.
go ahead and talk.
Hi, my name's John Carmelo. Spent many years in uniform. I currently have a son who is a staff sergeant right now up at Indian Town Gap, which I'm proud of. Our family has done nothing but serve our country all the way back to World War I. We've all been Army. Okay, we had one Navy guy who wanted to become a submariner. We disowned him, though, Mr. Miller. Okay. They said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And in our day and age, I look at it as good men and women. Because it's the women that enlist nowadays, but usually they're the caregivers. They take care of the children. They stay behind. I know that through the relationships and the deployments that I've had, multiple relationships have failed because of service to one's country, but you know what? I would not change a damn thing. Okay? Those young men and women that came here tonight with the junior ROTC, they may be the tip of tomorrow's future spirit that may need to be used in combat. And for that, I salute the youngsters of nowadays. December 7th has just passed. You know, Admiral Yamamoto had said, I fear all we have done is waken a sleeping giant. Well, we need to get back to that because somewhere along the lines, our enemies do not fear us anymore. They sure as hell don't fear the president, okay? And the brave men and women who said, I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States from both enemies, foreign and domestic, we should be proud of that, okay? Because you put your name on a dotted line. Purple Heart, scars, AKs, IEDs, it doesn't matter, all right? I don't care if you were the cook, I don't care if you were a grunt, ground pounder, special ops, you know, combat medics, it doesn't matter. You said you were willing to do your all and serve your country. Nowadays, our mental health system for our veterans, I thank God every day for people like Liz and Doug Graybill. Because those are the people that are willing to take that suicide call and answer that call and say, I am here for you. If you need me, I will come. 22 vets each day take their own lives. That's too damn many. And where is our government? Oh, they want to criticize the VA and fire administrators. There's good people that work in the VA, and we should support them because a lot of them came from the military. And those are things that we should remember. The gentleman said about Korean War, forgotten war. You're not forgotten. Vietnam, you're not forgotten. Missing man table back there, you're not forgotten. I may not have been around during those generations, but I remember. And I will tell your story. People like Ted Williams out there, Rocky Blyer, people like Pat Tillman, who gave up athletic money to go serve their country. Okay? Ted Williams, World War II and Korea. All right? Those are people I can respect, not these damn athletes out there that want to collect a paycheck every now and then. All right? Those aren't heroes. We had true heroes out there in my generation. People like, you know, Chris Kyle, okay? Marcus Luttrell, Navy SEALs. I have nothing against them. But, you know, you have people out there, you know, Rob O'Neill, supposedly killed Osama bin Laden. Those are people I can respect. My son, who was blown up in Iraq and made it to hell back, okay, and still serves. Those are people I tip my hat to. And the future, I tell you, I look at the greatest generation as if you get the opportunity, you read Tom Brokaw, The Greatest Generation and The Greatest Generation Speaks. Some may not agree with him as a NBC guy or whatever else, but it tells a story, you know? People like Staff Sergeant Travis Mills out there, as tough as they come. One of the 5 living quadruple amputees. Lost every single limb to IEDs. And we cry and we complain about the weights we have in this world. We should thank God for what we do have. There's a staff sergeant right now, no, stand corrected, sergeant first class for the politicians. E7, Charles Martin. He's a Green Beret, a snake eater. Over in Afghanistan, he decided to have a real conversation with a police commander that was molesting children. And he gave him a little bit of an attitude adjustment. And now they want to kick him out of service. So I ask everybody, contact your representative and say, hey, let this gentleman stay. 11 years an operator, okay? We don't serve tea. We don't knock on doors. We break things. All right? That's what we do. We don't public speak either. Okay? Now, in closing, I'd like to see, through Doug and Liz's organization back there, I'd like to see Veterans Court, not only in Berks County and a few of the other counties, I'd like to see you get involved and get it in every county in PA. Then I'd like to see it nationwide. And as far as health care for veterans, the hell with the VA system, all right? What we need to do is say, if you could show a DD-214 or you could show a VA ID card, you should be able to walk in any clinic, any hospital, anywhere, and you should be able to get treated immediately. We treat our soldiers, our veterans, we treat the refugees. And I'm not prejudiced, I have nothing against them. You know what, Ellis Island, my family came through there a long, long time ago. But you know what, give us the same damn option that you're going to give these people who've never done a damn thing for this country. All right? And that's the way I look at it, because I sat there during the Bosnian times. We were bringing all these refugees from places like Pristina, Jelani, Sarajevo, Kosovo, and they were saying, well, we're going to let them live in these barracks. But those barracks weren't fit for human habitation, but us soldiers were living in it. They got those barracks, they bring those refugees in, they had tuberculosis and lice and every other damn thing. But they were good enough for us. They spent millions of dollars for people that never done anything for this country. We don't want your money. We just want to be treated fair and the same as them because we've lived here and we've earned it. In closing, I will say, first of all, Merry Christmas to all. Second of all, I'm pro-Christian. Third of all, I am pro-life. Fourth, I am pro-Second Amendment because I live in the land of the free because of the home of the brave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. of you did this game that we have back here. Now we have prizes, so please, you veterans, go back and guess how long the string is. You might win a prize. Now, of course, there's only about 3 or 4 that signed up. It makes our odds a little better, but we do have some prizes. And so if you go back and write down on a paper how long you think the string is. Jim Reed, are you in the kitchen? Come on out here. Jim is a faithful patriot. He's at every one of our meetings. And he's the one that makes the best hot dogs in the world. Right? And he's dedicated, and we appreciate him very, very much. Jim? I didn't do it. Yeah, you didn't do it. Well, we just want to recognize you, Jim, as being a faithful, dedicated patriot. We appreciate you so much. We really do. And have a real day. Thank you very much. He says he has 35 hot dogs left, so get over there and get some. And the string game. Okay? Yeah. Okay, some of you people don't have internet service, and those of you that don't, we have callers that make calls to some of you people every month. And I'd like to recognize those people. If you're here, if you could come up and I'll introduce you and thank you personally. I have a little gift for you. You know who you are. Ann, Betty, Joyce, looking around. Hold on to this and say a few words to this. Merry Christmas, everybody. And it's an honor to make these calls to everyone. They have a good reception towards you when you do calls. It's a great feeling to be able to do this. I thank you very much. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
My name is Joyce Dietrich, and I'm from the northern part of Berks County, over toward Allentown. And I enjoy making the calls also.
I appreciate these women very much. It saves my eardrums, actually, and my dial thing. Oh, they don't use a dial anymore, do they? You can tell how old I am.
You already heard from me, but Merry Christmas, everybody. Talking about a dial phone, I have one yet. It's in my kitchen, and my grandchildren were there one day, and they said, Grandma, how do you operate that thing?
Stick your tongue in it. Oh my gosh, thank you girls very much, I appreciate it. Jim Reed and his wife do calling also, and Jan Zabadine in the back, she does calling too, and I have a little gift for them also. Did you all sign up now for the spring game? Go back and sign up. Well, I'm ready to announce the winner. Well, go sign up quick. Okay, we're just about concluded. This will be a short night, but I want to thank thank everybody. What? What? You ran out. No, I did not run out. Where's those pictures? I don't need this. I'm Shirley Meschler. And if anybody's interested, look back there called One Infantryman's Journey. It's about my cousin's story in the Korean War and my writing. $10 goes to the Paralyzed Veterans of America. It's a real good book. I loved it. She's right. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll love it. I did. I love it. Here's a gift for you. Thank you. Now don't forget, sign up for the bus trip, $24. We got to get up there to Harrisburg and tell the big wolf, the big bad wolf, that we don't want these 24 to 32-year-old fighting men to come in here. We'll take the women and children, but the fighting men can't come. Right? We'll take the Christians also. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for bringing your gifts for the kids and supplies for the veterans. We appreciate it very much. Thank you for bringing food. Please frequent them on Kutztown Road. It's really good, isn't it? So they were very generous this year. And I'll just say, Jim. Okay, the only thing left to do is announce the winner of the spring game.
Well, we got more signing up for it yet. We have to wait. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say some more? Here, welcome.
Listen, it's Christmas time. And Deb and I have inherited a house guest that we cannot keep. Okay? You have all met Caesar. And Caesar's this big. And the house guest we inherited, we bought a house that came with a beautiful calico cat. Fixed, has all the bells and whistles, toys, litter pan, sleeping bag, climbing on pole, all kinds of stuff. And we need to find a home for this cat because Caesar, if we took it to that house, he will think it's a squirrel and terrorize this poor cat. So we don't know what to do with it. We don't want to take the Humane Society. So does anybody want a 10-year-old, beautiful calico cat? Her name is Marla. She comes up, she runs around my legs, she wants to sit on my lap when we go there. I got enough food to feed her probably for a month. And we need to find a home for her. So anybody here lonely and want a house guest? Please see me. And I'm serious, we need to find a home. Yeah, Linda found us somebody. The lady was, the Humane Society would not give her a cat because of her age. She was 86, and she wanted a cat, wanted a cat, wanted a cat. I talked to her caregiver, and they just put her in a home. She missed it by 2 days, but so. And I love cats, but Caesar don't, so I don't know what to do there. So.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about the cake.
I know you did.
Oh. Well, we already know who the oldest veteran is over there. And we probably know who the youngest one is over there. Liz?
Well, no, wait. You better check by age.
There was one younger. Is anybody younger than 40?
Right back there.
How old?
How old are you? 35. Is there any veteran younger than 35 years old here? Okay, come up front, sir.
Come to the cake table.
And how old is he?
He's in November. He just signed up tonight.
Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's take it right to the cake. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll go right to the cake. Huh?
Yeah. Now, Sam, how old is he? 87. Donald, you got that beat, don't you? Oh, Warren, okay. Is there any veteran over than 87 here? Okay.
Now, how do we usually do this? Anybody know? Donald, you know. Does the youngest...
The youngest cuts and serves the oldest.
Okay. Now, here.
Oh, you're thinking of
A gentle cut, not a
Now, you gotta hack that, we got about 150 people here. You gotta hack that into 150 equal pieces. Let's see you do it. Hold on. Photo op, just kind of stand there and look pretty.
That's, you and Judy want to help cut it then? Thank you. I got a knife around somewhere. Do I have it on there? Oh, yeah, I do have it.
Yeah, stand next to each other and look towards Sam. Don't you do like it was when you get married, you take the cake and smear it in your no. Yes, we do. Okay.
How long?
He's got to serve you.
He's got to serve you.
Yeah. How about let's give him a round of applause.
That concludes our program, but please do the string game so we can give out some prizes and get a piece of cake also.
And we do have some announcements about next month's meeting. Scott Wagner will be our featured speaker.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And take her microphone. Scott Wagner will be our featured speaker. He was recently elected as a Tea Party candidate to the Senate, and the man is not taking the pension. He refuses the pension. He will fund his own pension, so we got to give him a round of applause for that. He was young. Linda and I were in Harrisburg on Saturday for a GOP state committee meeting, and Scott Wagner was really the only one of the establishment who was there who spoke up against the establishment. So he's not ingratiating himself to them, which I respect that also. And we're also going to have Colonel Frank Ryan. He will give an update on the budget. We're not having good news with the state budget or with 76, and we hope to have some news by next month's meeting because there's a lot of hanky-panky behind the scenes going on. I was just speaking to a couple representatives that were here. The Republicans are holding fast to no new taxes, and hopefully they can toe the line on that and keep it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Governor Wolf, well, I'm sure you all know, really wants to give us the shaft and, eliminate 76 and raise taxes. I have two friends with businesses that are leaving this state now. Small businesses, but so what? Multiply that times 150 small businesses, 200, and there's no jobs. So what are you going to do in this state? Everybody can't leave. So, anyways, thank you. That does conclude the meeting. You must eat the cake. There's lots of food. Oh, Rod's got to do the announcement. I'm sorry.
Luckily, yeah.
Okay, string art contest. Fourth place, John I. Hey, John, come up and get your prize.
because you are. Now, you got to get up there and Indian leg wrestle out on the floor. No, I'm kidding. You got to help him out and flip a coin. Come on.
Okay. You're going to represent Will and Ed. And here goes the coin. Call. What do you want? Heads or tails? No? Heads or tails? Heads? Tails it is. Tails it is. So, I will give second prize to Will Strum. First prize goes to Ed Bender. And there was 103 feet, 8 inches of string. And 2 of them guessed exactly 100. I should have made the string a little longer, a little shorter. But Ed Bender, we will give you first prize, which is a $25 gift certificate to Applebee's. Meeting adjourned.